crack the beer, boy. Welcome back, you niggers. Figure if we ain't getting nothing, we're gonna have us one hell of a time.
Yeah.
I'm almost sitting too close to you.
You're fine, man. You're fine. I can hunker down them rocks right there to stay out of the wind. Hey, Rustic, Big Mike, 351. We back. We relocated back out of the these wing. Relocated back out of one of these wing dikes. And I'm gonna tell you what, y'all, it was sketchy getting here. And we're hoping we can get out of here with the truck when we end up finish up. My buddy looking at me like, you crazy?
Better get out of here.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, we walked through the timber getting here. We're like, oh, it's not bad at all. So you got here in the wing dike, and the wind gets ripping, and it's woo, a little chilly. Yeah, we got into a little deeper water right here. I got one out of the current seam. But I've got one out of the main channel. I've got one out of the current seam, and I got one laid out in the little slacker water. Cujo's gonna kind of try this little slacker water. A lot of times in the winter, that's where you'll end up picking those cat up sometimes, and a little bit of slacker water. There's some really good water right behind this wing dike. So. Yeah, these dang dikes got freaking 8 inches of snow on the top of them. So I'm gonna say it was a little sketchy getting out here. And we're sitting kind of high up on the dike, so it's gonna be
Feels like we're fishing in the Rocky Mountains. We found some stream or something. It's like, wow. Get a big one. I told Jerry I'm not going down to get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be yeah, one of us gets one. It's gonna be it could
tuned.
be interesting trying to get them hey Jello. Yeah, so it could be interesting. We hook a good one getting it because we still gotta go down like another 10 foot off the side of the dike just to get to the water. That's one problem with the river being so low. You get down along the water's edge on these dikes, you got these rocks in your back cast. So you're better off sitting higher up dike than just you have to deal with it whenever you do get a good one. Hey Joy, how we doing? Stonefly, how we doing, y'all? Like I said, took a little bit. We actually could have been live maybe a little sooner, but we kind of messed around and scoured a couple spots out for the future. Cujo, you got one rod out, don't you? You got two out, and you're re-rigging your other one? Oh, yeah, we got a heck of a gap in between us. Yeah, the other day I was catching them. I think they were more like right out, like to your right, where they were hitting the other day. Hey, Texas, what's going on? Thank you, Texas. Yeah, the first spot we was at, I mean, we were getting hits, but man, they were just. Well, I probably could have downsized baits and hooks. It may pick some of the fish up. Man, they were little bitty bites, and I didn't feel like fooling with them. So I stayed with my bigger hooks and a little bit bigger bait. Hey, Big Matt, what's going on? Scott Swift, how we doing? Well, we're starting to get a little bit of snow starting to melt a little bit, but it's still a lot of snow on the ground. Yeah, by the time we got back to the truck and fishing that first spot, oh my God, we were sucking wind. Yeah, the dock I normally like to fish is upriver from us, but with the water being really low as it is, it's just not it's not holding the kind of water I want this time of year. So we came down to this other dike. It's quite a bit further walk, but we got a lot better water. The heck kind of weight you got on there, bud? I ain't never seen one like that before.
Man-made.
Man-made. Looks like lead strips rolled up to a coil.
It surely is.
Is it?
I worked on a job, found a freaking ton of them duck weights.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, they're all 5 ounces. So I just got the bag. You can bend them any way you want, make triangles, stick holes in them. It'd be great for drifting because it'll just go straight down and it won't get stuck.
It would make
that
good.
was another one of my little. Oh, that did something really nice. I rolled it up just so it would look cool, but
yeah, leaving it
getting
flat,
rocks,
a little bit
I
of
don't think
angle.
they'll get stuck in it so bad.
It'll make a heck of a good drifting weight.
That's what I thought because it would drop down, and if you had your cork,
yep,
you would keep it up. It would just bob straight up and down. You could get some giant corks, you can put more cork on it, to where it would just let it
kind of pulled up just a hair. Yeah,
I bent it up. But you put 10 of them on, you got 10 ounces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 ounces and it's not much.
Well, I think that one spot we found earlier, we'll have to run like 14 and 16 ounces when we decide to fish that spot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There can be some serious current ripping through that spot, but it looks amazing. Oh, Jello, yeah, you still after it, Jello? Stoneflower is the bait. We have a chicken. We've got some shad. We've got some carp. And the spot we was at earlier, we had a variety of pack out, and everything I was getting my dang hits on was chicken. And Cujo actually got a night crawler on one, or you all use
night crawler and chicken con carne and
yeah.
and then I got the chicken part on these two, and then one I got night crawlers on. But where we was at last time, I got that big old head. It was taking off.
Getting hit, yeah. So.
Yeah, you know it as soon as you turn that off.
I know
That's how it usually happens.
Yeah, soon we shut the dang Scott sprayed chicken with WD. Rob Fox, I think anymore. The old Formula WD-40 used to have shark oil in it, and I don't believe it has that anymore. And I kind of messed around with the Kool-Aid, everything, and plain chicken. And honestly, it's been about the same. And, I mean, just my opinion on chicken. I mean, it's such a protein-filled bait with aminos. That's all them catfish are picking up on. You know, catfish are opportunists. But don't get me wrong, it's hard to be like a big piece of moon eye, skipjack or something. And that's the problem because the bait we got is been frozen for a few weeks on a shad carp. All our bait holes over here are frozen solid. You can't get a throat head in them. Stonefly, I dearly love catching the big hybrid stripers. And we don't have a whole lot of places around here that got them. I mean, there's a place over here in Illinois, got some big Cedar Lake in Illinois, got some big stripers in it. As far as the hybrids, there's a couple lakes or quarry lakes that the state of Illinois owns. As far as Missouri, where I'm from, I got to drive a long way to get into any uh, hybrid stripers. We used to go to Arkansas all the time, North Fork Lake and Greer's Ferry Lake, and fish for them big hybrid stripers. Hey, Mad Care. And last time I was in Tennessee, I was fishing below the check there, below the dam. I was catching, I was using skipjack, and I couldn't keep the dang pure strain stripers off me. I was catfishing. Really, Stone. Dang. Part of the Ohio I fish is which I mean it's a haul for us. Up there around on the Kentucky Illinois line, up around Metropolis. And I only fished it one time last year. That was when Josh, Weekend Angler, had his summer pool party tournament. And I paired up with a Heath from HS Outdoors. We paired up. And we fished against Chad, J Dog, and all them. And we did pretty well. Now, white bass here in the river, oh my gosh, we catch white bass all the time here in the river. Them dudes are fun on light tackle. Aaron, I'm pretty much the same way. I don't flavor my baits too much. Not like you were saying crappie. I will every once in a while put a crappie nibble on the jig, especially if I'm suspended underneath a peg float or something. Well, I think that dang wind's picked up harder since we got out here. still a lot better than it was last Saturday we was out here.
Look at me. I was
Yeah.
I was like a monkey sitting in a tree there, just trying to keep the wind from me. A lot of it out here is dressing proper. I'm sure
Oh,
most of your people, they know that. You gotta. It felt great in the woods. I was almost sweating, and then you get out here next to that water. People don't realize it. You might sometimes have 15-degree drive. You know, even more sometimes.
big time. When you get off out of the wing dikes, I mean, heck, you're
Yep.
80 to 100 yards off that main bank.
90 degrees in the summer.
Anglerville, how we doing? Hey Dan, how you doing, buddy? Green scene. Yeah, we just switched spots. We've been here 16 minutes. We just got reset up. So fish here the rest of the afternoon and see if we can't maybe get one of these big blues to cooperate. Got just a little bit of a rise in the river, not much, because we had a torrential downpour for a handful of days there. And then we had all the snow. Heck, we had about anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of snow in this area. Temperature is supposed to get up to 40 degrees today, but man, I don't think it's going to make it.
Where we're sitting at, no one don't ever feel like it's getting any more.
No, I mean, even in the summertime, I mean, there's 15, 20 degree difference in the summer sitting out here, you know? That's a big old dude, ain't it?
The same one that we seen that day.
I think it is. When we come down here last Saturday, we came over the tip of this dike. There was a bunch of ice back in the slack water, a dead carp laying out there, and there was a golden eagle that was feeding on it. We just.
I bet you anything. Look how far it is from us. Dang,
Oh no, that thing's huge. But you don't see the golden eagle very, very often down this way. It's far between them now the Mississippi River. Now the bald eagles, oh, they're everywhere along this river. Stoneflies hit 40 in Ohio just now.
We might have hit it. It just feels a little different.
A little different. I'm out of the main well because you're getting snow melt like in the woods.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
But not out on this
little rivers, pushing a
cool air up. Yeah, it's keeping everything. This thing will be a solid sheet. A little bit what it is, man. This thing will be a solid sheet of ice, guys. Yeah. All morning. Still a beautiful day. I was actually talking a little bit of cloud cover now. We straight bluebird skies earlier, but we're getting a little bit of cloud cover now. One of the best days I had last winter in the river was in February like this, but god dang, there was only like 10 degrees out that day. We was here last weekend, but we was fishing the main bank casting out here, and we fished most of the afternoon and didn't have hardly a hit. And all of a sudden, that last hour before it got dark, it was like they flipped the switch.
glad I didn't jump off instead.
I'm looking forward to getting back out here in the summer and just with about 70 degrees and I think we can pull some flathead out of this spot. The only thing that sucks about when we fish here in the summer, bringing live bait, that's a lot of weight we got to carry, trying to keep them alive. And let us know if I'm blind. If I can't read the chat, if I got sunglasses on, I'm gonna have to get me a mess around trying to find a pair of sunglasses I can read the chat with.
Give time, they'll have sunglasses that it'll be on there and you can watch everything and you'll see it coming through the glasses.
Get the glasses, yep. I can't believe we didn't cut a deer track one when we come through the did we? I might be getting hit on that end rod. Just a little bit and then come up. That's what they were doing to it last weekend. They would hit, but they would just barely take the rod tip and crank down on them and they'd be there. Whew, I had to pull my hood out of my jacket. We ain't got a little bite to her yet. I'll tell you what, we do the rain here, much ice up this way. But the current is, it is quite a bit swifter up here. There's so much ice in the river down below. Yeah.
You got that dock. It's going, but you still got quite a bit you can play with up there.
Just got 8 ounce, but I threw it out and went down a little ways and I hit that right in that current seam and it just dropped. Well, the river being low as it is right now, heck, and a lot of times, heck, right there, rod, I've got 16 ounces of lead on that rod.
Oh, yeah.
On that outside rod. Scott, we've got some shad, we've got some crawlers, not crawlers, we've got chicken, and some bluegill. The only bad thing about the shad and bluegill, we've had them for a little bit. They're frozen. I have them in the freezer. I I'd stocked up before all this cold weather hit. Yeah. I'll be honest, I hate using frozen bait, but all our bait holes are frozen solid, so it's always a good idea to stock up, and have them in the. Heck, it'd probably be hard to get Asian carp right here now. I guarantee you, them Asian carp are packed up against that.
Yeah, I was just thinking we're out here spring and summer and stuff. Things just falling here. They're all over the place.
The spot where they're usually at, heck, there's ice all the way out to it. So. Might have to take us a run down to the old home place and fish that dike here. We used to catch a lot of blues off that thing in the winter time.
When we first started catching it, we were 13, 14 years old. I thought you only caught them in the winter. That's why they were blue. I didn't know. I thought they were just cold. I didn't know it's a blue cat. I'm like, wow, are they blue because they're... Parker just laughed at me.
Brown up some garlic crappie. Next time, brown up some garlic. Crappie and catfish love it. Scott, we were talking, we're going to try some of the Cujo, talk to some old timers. I swear by when it gets hot, white grapes for channel cat. Which it wouldn't surprise me, because I know here along these rivers and creeks, when the mulberry trees start dropping, all them catfish and carp, they will just gorge themselves on the mulberry. Scott, they load up all kind of artificial baits with garlic. That's a big thing. Like I said, I'm not real big on putting artificial stuff like scents on my baits for these cats, especially bigger cats. But sometimes that just a little bit of a difference will make all the difference in the world. When I used to be hardcore into bass fishing, you could take two identical plastic worms, and the one with scent a lot of times would be the one that would be to produce them. Or even if they got salt on them.
I still do it. Sometimes just have a little bag of coffee. A little bit. I think it's just to get the attractant.
It is
just like okay, try it here. It's gonna wash off, and I'm just thinking maybe something will get its attention, but then
they see the action of the bait.
See it, and get the protein stuff. Does anything kind of get them? Couple, maybe come to it or swim by, maybe just get a whiff of something.
going on, Lance? Yeah, I'll be glad when this thing thaw out. We start getting fresh bait again. Well, that first spot was fishing when that barge was tied up. I think a guy could take some little jig and cord pot could have caught some gold eye. I made some skipjack right in that spot. You can't throw throwing it off the wing dice. It's like an automatic. You're gonna lose it. Like Dan from Green Machine is in here. They're up around that Potomac River and James and all. And I'm sorry, Dan's out of. My apologies, but the guy that around the Potomac, they can use gill nets for the shad up there. Yeah, those string on shit. Oh my God, they're like monster shad they get. Bo Rocca, how we doing, buddy? Come on, kitty. Yeah, we come out in summer. I have to start bringing some collars with him, keep one rod just to keep things entertaining, you know.
Maybe because that ice patch is in there.
Oh, I guarantee the water will be not frigid. Every time I bring my gill nets or lights, oh my God, I bet they are. Cause that's the biggest struggle sometimes when you go catfishing is getting bait. Sometimes, I mean, you're done in 5 minutes. You know, throw net or whatever, you're done. And other days, we drive miles just trying to throw in different spots, just trying to get bait. Really, stone, like, holy crap. Stonefly said the goldeneye, they got to release them in Ohio because they're endangered species up there.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you, a spot you can catch a lot of them is behind Clearwater.
Really?
That first river below the spillway. In the spring of the year, it can be a challenge getting bait around here too, because the irrigation ditches we get our bait out of will get flooded up and it just disperses the bait everywhere. But when they're low, heck, we've got a couple, 2 or 3 spots either we can hit, and it's a 15, 20 minutes. We got all the bait we need to throw it. We're gonna have to make a run to Kentucky Dam too to try to load up some skipjack. You ever caught some things?
Mike Dallas, he goes under, he's a big catfish too. He catches snot of it. And that's where he goes.
They are so fun to catch. They fight so stinking hard. Use a little mini max rod with 3 or 4 jigs on it. Catch 2, 3 at a time when they're really running.
So small, though. You handle them so easily because
they're
mush.
Yeah, they're
like sardines are tougher than that.
Yeah.
And that's sitting in a can for over years.
Yeah. That's why I always like to hit these skipjack because their head's real super bony. luckily a guy will throw a bone and give a few bait fish if I can't get it myself. Heck yeah. That's always nice whenever you get somebody hook you up with bait. But you're like pretty fortunate, you know, as far as, I mean, we got options. We can hit farm pond, catch some bluegill, or some of these sidearm creeks, get chubs and sucker minnows, and there he is again. See him? Flying. That's an adolescent ball deal there, yeah. Yeah. And like I said, all the river's not blowing out. It's just, like I said, we're pretty easy to get bait. Except in the winter. In the winter, that's a whole different story. Yeah, like here in Missouri, Illinois, we can't use like bass and crappie for bait. Trust me, if I could, I would in a heartbeat. What's going on, John Boy? No, John Boy, we just got set up about right out a half hour ago. We just got set up. We haven't had a hit yet. Last time we fished a spot last weekend, we didn't get crap for hit until all of a sudden about an hour before dark. And then it's just like flip the light switch and it started hitting. Might be able to get the kayaks in here somehow and just in between the dike and just a spin drift along here. I mean, oh man. Yeah, like hopefully this bite will pick up as the afternoon progresses. Back to work. After we just picked up like $14 million worth of abatement stuff downtown St. Louis. 3 big old buildings. So, yeah, well, I think they're going to start. One of them starting pretty soon. So I think like later this month and stuff, they're going to 3 of them are going to be going on at the same time. I need to get you all Mark's information you guys have me. Probably not too far from them. Okay.
Definitely different than mine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
See a raccoon out at the dumpster right now.
Well, I ain't gonna be too long. We're gonna start looking for sheds.
But it's already
spot we went there last year. That piece of public walking for.
Well, and I'm gonna show you the 22,000.
Yeah.
Giant. And Jason, what he found, that's all public. Deer don't live there. Like nobody can even get into that. Big old bucks, they watch.
Well, I still got streaks of mud all over my screen from
over there.
Let's see. You. All right, yeah, I'll guess. Yeah, I guess we're getting a little wind noise here. I'm gonna try to. Problem is, dagging wind is blowing right at me. Try to get a glove over here. That ain't better, Stonefly or Scott Swift. That ain't better as far as noise. That's probably out of any dikes. It's winds popping through there. John, right now I've got my buddy Kudo here. Let me.
That's what happens when you show me.
There we go. Yeah, I've got my. Yeah, he's like pretty much like my little brother. I mean, we've known each other our entire lives, and so yeah, we come out here trying to. Like I said, we talked last couple weeks, maybe going to Baldwin just to fool around. Cause that's like almost a guarantee you're going to catch fish over there. But well, we want to get on some big ones, you know. I just ain't figured out what we're gonna do yet. When we do hook a big one, how we're gonna.
I guess I could kick that rock down there and
repel down to them.
Yeah, I
you
was
know?
thinking we almost need a rope. Do you have an extra rod with some big old line on it that we could just climb down? One of them safety ladders, one of them fire ladders, or something. Just
chunk it down there. And
heck, we'll be making 4 or 5 trips to the darn truck just to bring all that stuff. You can just buy you one of them big old drones that carries about 150 pounds. Walk over here and be like, I'm gonna drop my rods right to me.
Yeah. Yeah, we were me and Josh or Weekend Angle. We've been talking. He's got a drone. We were talking about putting a planer board clip on it and flying the baits out like 100 yards, going out to a ball, and dropping our baits way out there and getting on that ledge. Cause that lake we fish. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the video where we just catch tons and tons of fish over there. But Cujo here has fished it enough with me in a kayak. He can tell you when you get offshore, you can get into some big fish.
Yeah, there's some big ones out in there, but you got to get out. You got to get out in there.
Yeah, you got to get out on them ledges and stuff and the creek channels out in that lake.
When you feel like your arms and legs can't handle no more, you're probably in the land of giants at that point. That day I got that 30 or whatever. I couldn't even I mean, my arms, that was before we had the pedal kayaks.
Yeah.
I couldn't even, I was just up here in 18. The rest of me is like, you're weird.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, we both had just manual paddle kayaks for a long time when we first started drifting that thing. Then we both got pedal drive kayaks, and that made a huge difference.
Huge difference just for fishing, just the drift fishing like that.
Yes.
Them guys in them boats ask us all the time. They're like, gosh, you guys are pulling them in left and right. They're covering so much ground.
Going too fast.
When in a that pedal, we can stick it in reverse and we can kind of slow it down. We're bumping every 2 foot, 3 foot or something, you know, so we're covering more area. But then if a storm comes in, I'd much rather have that bigger boat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many times we've been caught out there.
Oh, my gosh. We'll watch that weather like crazy, but it just
pops up on you.
And you're just like, oh, man. Did you kick that second rod?
I probably did.
Like I said, I thought I seen the tip kind of take a little bit of a nose dive on that.
Yeah.
Come on, kitty, kitty. Another place we need to try this year's Tower Rock.
Yeah.
Go down there.
I've always heard that. I've never, I mean, gosh, many years we've lived down around this area. Might have went down there back the day when we were kids.
But like I said, it's been years. But man, that's a heck of just good water right there. That and Wittenberg got a great place, but man, you lose so much hardware.
Yeah. Well, that's so much of that shell, that rocking, like Tower Rock's kind of like that too, because when it lowers, remember, there's been several years it gets so low you can walk out there and climb it. When I was a kid, I was amazed how many holes, and it was just flat rock. It was nothing like this.
Oh, no. I mean, it's some great business, man. You will go through some, got on these three-way waves, and you'll go through some crazy amount of hardware.
Yep. It's kind of neat when you see it like that, too, because you're thinking, man, when this sucker here's got 25, 30 foot of water in it or whatnot, all these big cavern holes, you know, they're not caves or anything.
No.
Like they're just pockets. You're thinking, wow, if I could know exactly where that's at, you know, big old cat be hunting.
I'll be laying out stuff and just ambushing.
That's what I was doing over there on the slough Wednesday. The water's down so low that I see these monster tractor tires. I mean, and I know that's bad to be in the water, but they've been there probably 50, 60 years. I mean, they're kind of corroded. But these pockets that are in there, and I thought, man, when that water gets up, we sneak down there with our kayaks and go through that. If you knew exactly, if you could pinpoint
where would mark them, you know?
Yeah.
Have to mark them on a phone.
Just the debris, like the trees and stuff, because all that stuff's underwater right there. You know, it's about like when we went and picked up all that hardware. That's about how low it is right now.
That particular spot is that slough talking about. That thing is full of nice channel cat in the spring. And every once in a while you'll pick a big old blue out of that thing.
Bullfrogs.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do a couple of bullfrog gigging videos this or we might make it so I can take our bows out.
Yeah.
And shoot some
Tell you what, anybody go buy some frog legs. You'll learn real quick. You might as well go gig them.
Yeah.
They are outrageous.
Oh, they are, man.
I can't believe how much them things. I have buddies that ask me all the time, like, well, hey, you got some? Can I have something? Like,
well, that in the island, oh my God, that thing is loaded with frogs. Hey, your boy Troy, how we doing, buddy? Let's see, we've been here not quite an hour. Might wheel this one rod in and put a piece of fresh bait on it, just to see, keep freshened up. Wind died out a little bit.
Yep.
They still half froze though. John Boy, what's the bait? We've got the carp, some chicken, we've got some shad, and the first spot we fished earlier, we were getting hits. Everything was hitting the chicken, but like I said, it was just little. It might have been channel cat bites. It was just really nothing real significant as far as hits. And so I've got chicken on cover rod, and I've got shad in the one. I'm getting ready to reel the one in. I'm going to freshen the bait up here in a bit. The one I got out here in this main outside, on the main outside channel. Try to keep a fresh bait out there. Because Cujo had a rod. We still had a rod out after we shut the screen down, and he had a big shad head on, and he got smoked. And then it ended up taking the bait.
Now, it was probably a gar.
Yeah.
But I would have been just as happy to pull something.
Pull something and get the skunk out.
I thought I had patience for deer hunting.
Oh yeah, this wintertime catfishing, definitely, especially when you're bank fishing.
Yes, sir.
So much patience. You usually don't summer, you're at least getting dink hits, you know.
Oh yeah.
Keep things, interesting.
Well, and it's like when the wind is blowing up here like this now, in the summer, it can be, my gosh, we've looked like lobsters sometimes coming out here. I'm going to start having to wear long sleeves and stuff. I can't hardly take that anymore. And you'll have that breeze come in at night. It might be 98 degrees, but man, it gets even like cool.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, the wife actually bought me a coat of the Magellan.
Yeah, the thinner
ones.
Yeah, they're actually, it's a good thing. We've probably damaged our skin.
Oh yeah, we've probably damaged our. I already had sun cancer in the one. Hey, Miss Cambry's in chat.
Yeah, she's texted me. I was like, "Wow, do you see me on the phone?"
Cambry's my buddy's daughter. We call her Super Stud.
Maybe we need to bring her out here sometimes. She gets more deer in a season with a car than I get ever in my life. Maybe she'd be great at fishing. I don't know.
I know Cambry's a turkey killing fool, though.
Yes, she is. I'd love it. Oh my gosh, I would have gave anything to. When I switched phones over back in the day before we had all this neat stuff, I had all the videos and stuff, and I'd just give anything to have them back.
No, I know. Like my girls, whenever they killed so many neat, we had so many cool encounters. Didn't video none of it back.
I did, but the thing is, when you switch phones and everything's going back and forth, I don't know. I didn't know anything about clouds and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I lost it, and I'd go back to AT&T with tears in my eyes, like, I just want this one video, man.
One video.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, I can't get it for you.
Oh, I get mad every time I I lose a phone or something. I have all like I was drift fishing in the kayak not too long ago, a couple years ago, in winter time like this, and a ball lake, and I dropped my phone off in the water, and oh my God, I had someone lost all my contacts, all my everything.
It's crazy to think years ago we had nothing like that. Nothing.
No, downtown, Ernie Brown, how we doing? Yeah, we didn't have any of that crap. I mean, you can remember 20, 30 phone numbers. Now, heck, I probably don't know 2 phone numbers.
I can remember my mom's number. I can't even tell you probably my own home number. Well, no, I can do that, but
Yeah,
it's gotten so bad anymore. You just look at the phone or talk, put in
yeah,
a name or whatever. Guaranteed, my better half, I would know her cell phone number to save my life. Oh, I'm glad I don't get in trouble with the cops no more. Okay, here's your one phone call. I'm just gonna probably call somebody's house, and it ain't gonna be my mom or somebody. They'll be like, "Who are you trying to get a hold of?" I don't know any phone number except this one. Can you feel frisky? Come help me. Ranger.
Bait out here.
That first cut you had on there.
Yeah, put the head.
You got chicken on there, I guess.
A little bit in. And I'm going to rearrange these rods a little more out of angle.
What's that?
Found a hole right there. All right, we got fresh baits out. Repositioned just a little bit. Hey, Donald. Ooh, just had my gloves off just for a little bit. God darn.
Yeah, I don't know. Earlier this morning, that's when it got me. I feel so bad now, but
Scott, how deep is it? There is probably about 50 to 60 foot of water right out in front of us here. And then it kind of goes back in this pocket back up here behind the dike, and it continues to be about 40 foot deep. But then over there with that rock bank, it goes up onto a ledge to about 15 foot. And one of the dikes I fish a lot in the summer is actually upriver from us. But the water, no, just repositioned that one knuckle loose, and it just got bumped. Just got bumped a little bit. Maybe she'll load up on her. The rod wasn't out there if I hadn't been out there for a couple minutes. Well, that and I went to a little smaller piece of bait. Except for the one on the outside, I've got a pretty good, big old shad head and body section on that this outside rod. Well, that's how it was when you were last weekend. There's just that one little spot, you get that bait in there, you get hit. Hey, KC Fish Page, how we doing? Yeah, I miss some summertime bites when they take a rod down so hard, the thing just doubled. Where you can't hardly get the dang rod out, either rocks or whatever. Where you get your rod, can't hardly get it out because it cuts over so hard. God, it's beautiful in the Stretch River. It really is. I mean, we got some big uses, big, massive bluffs off the side of the river that come down to this river bottom ground. It's beautiful, beautiful out here. Some of the prettiest sunset and sunrise there you ever see will be out in this river. Snow makes everything pretty right now, but I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to start to see some greenery in the trees. We got a local lake not too far from us. The only cat in there is channel cat, but there's some big channel cat in there, and I'm thinking every year when it freezes up like it does and it thaws out, there's always a massive shad kill, and them catfish will come up in 3 and 4 foot of water and feed. I might try to get in there, and because it's supposed to thaw out the end of this week, I might try to get off work one evening and go up there and see if I can't capitalize on that shad kill. How far is Donaldson, Missouri from you?
From me, yeah, I could probably be there. I'm gonna just take a guess, maybe 45 minutes.
Well, we need to take a run there because they've been catching some giant walleye right there.
Really?
I had a gentleman actually drop me a pin, and we catch them up to 15 pounds.
Right down by, pretty sure it's right under my palm of glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get right on 67 there, take it straight on down. Go by Cherokee Pass.
Yep.
Go back down through there. I'm skipping a jump, probably. I think it might be a little bit far. I got it.
Well, so it says 2 hours from my place.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's where everybody goes on float trips, too. Isn't it Donovan?
I think so. Well, yeah, it's right there, literally.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit farther than Poplar Bluff. It's, you got to go down. I can't remember what that. It'll be like you're going to Texas County, kind of.
Yeah.
Like going back down to Kabul down there. It's in between that. It's. I've worked there. I worked at the armory there several times. We could look it up. Heck yeah. Still wouldn't take that long. You know what I mean?
Now, like I
Meet
said,
up at the house or something and just go down there early in the morning.
Well, they've been using the sucker minnows like late in the evening, and they even catch, like I said, been catching some giant walleye.
Well, you know where to get them.
Oh yeah.
I got buttloads right here at the house. That's the only thing I keep. Our Creek Spring right there by the house, so it's
don't ever freeze.
I have no ice in it. I mean, if it since the snow's melting right now, you know you got water in it, but there will be times where we just get them pockets, you know.
And we need to start stocking up on chub minnows again. God dang, that's all we used to use when we were younger. Man, we used to catch so many.
My God, that hole right there at the driveway. My gosh, they were just everywhere.
We used to catch so many big catfish on chub minnows. Yeah, Scott, we that's usually how we get all our bait is throw nets and stuff. And I mean, we've got a ton of places to get bait, but man, about 99% of our places right now are froze for where we get all our bait. Yeah, I very rarely use. I mean, I always use like cut bait and stuff on the river. My wife, every time I bring her, I always bring night crawlers for her, so she can catch, drum, whatever, just to keep her entertained. And I don't know how many times she has caught some giant blue cats, big flatheads on big old gobber crawlers. And the crawlers catch everything, but the only reason I don't like using them, I don't like messing with the drum and all that stuff. my wife, she was raised in the city, and the very, very first catfish she ever caught in the river, I brought her to a spot that a bit of a hike to get to, and I put a big old wad of crawlers on it. She threw it out, caught a 32-pound flathead. First catfish she ever caught out of the river.
Remember the time we took her down the creek? Like you guys might have just got married or whatever, and she caught that really freaking awesome smallmouth.
Yeah, she was my wife. She was like 8 months pregnant.
She's pregnant.
She was like 8 months pregnant. We had her a pair of hip waders, and we were waiting.
That little yellow had a little floaty. That was great. I'll never forget that. Then me and you we got all the stuff, and she's back. Man, I got one and couldn't believe it. Nice smallmouth.
Oh, it was a giant smallmouth for that creek.
Yeah, for that creek, I fished that all my freaking life, and I never caught anything. That usually happens, so that's why I don't take my daughter deer hunting or nothing like that, because I know they just outdo me.
Oh yeah. Anytime you take somebody new, the way usually it works. But I love seeing that.
Look at the draw. But that's how you get them in the sport.
Exactly. How we doing, Alvin? It's been slow so far, but I'm kind of hoping it'll be like it was last week when we was out here. We fished most of the afternoon. Didn't catch much. Then, boy, that last hour or so, then the bite really, it picked up really good. Yeah, I need to re-spool all my reels here shortly. I put re-spool them all up here probably another week or so. I'm pretty religious about changing my line and stuff. I'd put the two rods here. I've got 40-pound test. That one I've got just 25 on it. And as for when we were fishing that Winter Blues tournament in Baldwin Lake, I'd switch to a little lighter line to get out distance. Yeah, I need to get the line off that thing since I'm gonna big hardcore river season coming up, and I want to get back to get 40-pound test and everything. And which I kind of swore braid off for a bit, but I'm gonna try Suffix. It's got a coating on it, and Lyle from Catfish and Crappie's been trying to persuade me to give it a shot, and I'm gonna invest in a couple surf rods for some of the spots we're gonna be fishing this year. So I might spool a couple big spinner rods up with it. Oh, fishy, fishy. Well, it's crazy how, like, we were kids, Cujo, man, we fished with the dang Zepco 808s with the 99-cent Omniflex line and South Bend rods and got all this fancy equipment. And they would caught just as much, well, probably not as many big fish we did now, but still caught a ton of fish.
That's what's crazy, too. those both them ambassadors that we've had over. I bet I've had them things 25 years.
Oh yeah.
And that first ugly stick, I still have that.
The black ones where
Yep.
they used to make the real
I'm
good.
just scared. The real, I'm not. But that, I mean, just all the whatever it looks
The coating
like,
and everything,
the coating just all cracked and stuff. But I think I had that out there. What was it last?
Yeah.
I brought it one time, just bring it back out. But it's hard to find stuff like that stands the test of time. When I was a kid, heck, I didn't have no shop or nothing to keep my stuff in,
Yeah.
so it had
Sat out
rained
in the
on
wood.
it and everything else, and just reline it and use it again.
Yep. Now Uncle Lou's been talking about because he's two outsider rider. Uncle Lou's talking about coming out with like maybe like a 9 or 10 foot rod. I think he was saying for bait caster. And if he does that, I'm sure as heck gonna buy me a couple of them. I got these Uncle Lou's back midway through the season last year. And then, well, actually, no, it was towards September when I got them. And these things I've absolutely fell in love with these Uncle Lou's rods. And I really like this Mad Cat too. Rod too. Guys looking for a rod that's for just that won't break the bank, and that's just a phenomenal rod. Dang, ugly stick catfish specials. You can't hardly beat them. I got crazy backbone, good sensitive tip. Oh, that is for sure.
I got 80 or 90 when you got that.
Yeah, 93 pounder caught on freaking
that was on those.
On Lau Garcia 5000. That cat's got bumped that shad head. Still fooling with it. Daggone fish, or we're getting a few bumps here and there, but they are just not hanging on to the bait. Always a tough time of year to fish the Mississippi. Getting into February, because this usually in this part of the country we start getting all the big ice chunks and everything in the river, and now water temperature just drops like a rock, and just gonna take me an hour from dang years to fall out.
I'm looking at that cloud and I'm saying bad words.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on back out, Mr. Sun.
Yeah, It is brisk out in my hood. I keep putting it down. The wind keeps blowing it off my
I have
head.
to buy them extra large beanies, not because I have a giant head or nothing, but some of them I only get like a little bit of my ear.
Yep. I know my good one, my Carhartt one. I don't know what the heck it is.
3 or 4 of them.
I'm sure my daughter's probably, when that snow coming, they confiscated all my cold weather gear and was outside messing around. I think probably that's where my beanie went. Yeah, I want to get down around Greenville again this spring and do some catfishing. I bet we can catch some crappie right around a lot of them root wads and stuff we was around.
Back in bass, we was catching
Big old footballs.
not really long, but my gosh,
Just
they
fat.
got big old fat bellies on. Oh. I got rock bass.
Yeah, these rocks ain't exactly the most.
You told me not to bring my chair.
Over like Rob, I brought him out here that one night. He took it. Had an old life jacket.
Yep.
And he cut the arms off of it.
You know the old tree stands we used to have all the time?
Yep.
You throw one of them, fold it in your bag, or even like little heated seats with
Yep.
foam in them or whatever. Now, your one idea was great. You can strap that right on the
Stadium seats. Yeah.
Yeah, they work good. Or your kayak deal. If you can set it up enough, it fits pretty dang good.
Yeah, stadium seats. You could definitely make it work on these rocks.
Oh, yeah.
No, John, boy, we had larger baits on earlier, and they were hitting us stuff, but they weren't taking it. So we downsized just a bit, except for my one outside right here, my Mad Cats. I've got a big old head and body section of shad, my outside one. My 2 inside rods, I've downsized, and Cujo downsized on his baits. So to try to see if that'll help, because we had to do that last week too. We had to downsize a little bit because they weren't being real aggressive. And that's one of the things I miss about summer. I love using them big old giant baits. That's right, Big Mike. Come on, 80-pounder. That dude, Big Mike, he's out of Tennessee. That man catches some giants off the bank.
Really?
He fishes the piers down there. He catches some. I think he caught a 90-something on live last year.
I think I caught a 9. That's probably the size bait he uses.
Yeah, Mike uses them for good sized baits, boy. He fishes below that Chickamauga Dam, and it's all about the current flow right there. All about the current flow. He was catching bait the other day on one of his lives. Oh my God, he pulled a shell cracker out. And that thing was bigger than the top of that cooler lid. That thing was freaking huge. Yeah, we went down there for vacation. I was sitting there fishing, pretty close probably where Mike fishes, and Cheyenne and Cater were up by one of them piers. I had them offer. I know, oh my God, they were yanking. I mean, big bluegill out there,
Really?
just left and right.
A pretty good little pond there. Kissing pretty healthy.
Scott Swift, yeah, I'm gonna add a few more moderators. Matter of fact, I'm gonna actually add you too, Scott, because you're always in the lives. I might add you when this thing's over, and my mods are usually pretty good about eliminating my goddamn bots that come in. What are you gonna say, Koo?
I don't even remember. Oh, about the bluegill. Them couple little ponds we got are just plumb pretty. Oh my God, big old hand slabs.
I might dust a fly rod off this year and do a little fly rod for bluegill. That's so much fun.
Man, I hadn't done that in years. But I know what'll happen. I'll go someplace that's got limbs all over the place, and I'll be stuck, and I'll be...
But a kayak is perfect for that. You get out, What we need to do whenever the willow trees start sprouting out, go down to the blue hole and them big grass carp are eating on them thing.
Yeah.
Take the fly rod down there and try kissing them big old grass carp.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting time.
Yeah, I haven't taken you to do that yet with the dough balls yet down there.
They did.
Did you? Oh, okay, that's right.
Down there with you and who was that other guy that we went with?
Oh, James. That's right. Yep.
He was making them, and then hell, you was using little pieces of corn too.
Yeah. Yep. He was catching James because he was sitting on the river, weren't catching it. He never caught a bowfin. He wanted to go catch a bowfin. All right, let's go catch a bowfin.
And when he got that thing, he didn't want to touch it.
No.
That was funny. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, that one I got, I didn't even want to touch that thing. I'm like,
oh, that thing was a giant. Mike Turner, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I've got when Josh Weekend Angler, he wants to go catch some of them bowfin.
Really?
I said, well, we'll take you down there. You'll catch all you want.
They're entertaining. They're fun.
Oh yeah.
You better have your big old pair of freaking pliers with you. And things. Wow.
Yeah, because we tried doing that live stream one day. We just couldn't get
that reception real well there.
And
we were fighting that darn storm every
time
we seemed to go out. Oh, that thing's going to move over. And I was like, I can't even see the woods. And it was the next thing I know, we got to run through this cornfield. And oh my gosh, it don't matter how warm it is. You get wet like that, you're just cold.
Oh, no, that was mad. We got soaked.
God, we caught the snot out of them that day, though.
I bet we caught 15 or 20 of them things, a few channel cats too that day.
A couple nice channel cats there. That water was just boiling with stuff.
Oh, stuff was
just all kinds of stuff jumping and going crazy.
I'm betting we could go down there with bass gear.
Oh, you just slaughtered it probably.
Just throw like crankbaits or throw a jig and bounce in the bottom.
It'd be really nice when that water got up really high. You remember when we went down the ditch years ago? I mean, we were probably, hell, I don't even know if we were 20 yet.
Yeah.
We went in that ditch, and that was back in the days of the cheap line and stuff.
Yeah.
But we had that 30-pound line that's about as big around as your pinky finger, snapping it constantly, and that's what that was. There was a big old, I guess that's probably
big old bowfin stuff. Yeah. But God, we used to catch some monster, still catch monster crappie out there.
Yeah. That's crazy too. You'd think them things would just ravage a place like that.
Well, the problem is right now the river is being so low last couple of years, it's not pumping the water that culvert like it has been. And man, you can stand right inside that culvert and yank them big crappie out left and right.
Remember when we was up, it was last summer, I guess, when we was there, that thing didn't have much water.
No, it didn't have crap for water. Yeah, Donald. we got a good friend of ours. He's actually from Laos, and they love them bowfin. And we used to eat them all. We used to catch them all the time, and then they would sun dry or grill them, and they are really, really good eating. Things are a blast to catch, though.
Yeah, they are.
Except when you're bass fishing, hook one, you think you got a big old giant bass, and you're like, and one of the things roll, you're like, gummit. Somebody's shooting.
Yeah, he's been over there doing it a while.
Well, it is snow goose season, so maybe
I heard a bunch of them. There was a bunch of them landing over there. What was that last weekend when we was over here?
Yeah.
There was a bunch landing. I guess they were probably all in wheat fields back there on the Missouri side.
Yeah, them guys, snow goose season. They're probably about this time of the evening, thing going in the feed. So, guys are probably just laying waste to them, I imagine.
Yeah.
Something I haven't done in years is freaking goose and duck hunt. I never did really get big into it because it always got in the way of deer hunting, Hey, what's going on, Mark? Fishing Maniac, how we doing? Yes, I had to shave the beard for work. Trust me, my face is freezing right now because I ain't got my beard. But I'm in the process of trying to grow it back. Hey, Mark, how far are you from Oaklawn, Chicago? Like, hey, Rod Knocker's fishing, baby fish. Yeah, I'm far from baby face. I'm too old and ugly, Mark, to have the baby face. About an hour away. Well, step over here. You go.
He's north or south up there.
I
need to ask him about that cow sag.
Well, I asked him.
Mark, you know anything about that cow sag? I keep seeing that when we drive up to Chicago, and I don't know nothing about it. And if I have to stay up on a weekend, it just the little bridge that we go over it. I don't know. It looks kind of good. I don't know about this time of the year, but there's a lot of root wads and stuff around there. So Parker said you're from up around there. I didn't know if you knew anything about that place. I think it's called the cow sag, if I'm saying it right.
Rocklawn is way south.
What's that?
Rocklawn is way south. He's further north Chicago.
Oh,
Oaklawn, yeah. He said,
okay.
Yeah.
He's up north.
Yeah.
Okay. He might not even know what I'm talking about, that cow sag. And that's...
Well, man, if you're going to be up there for next year, man, you and Mark can hook up and do some...
Show me something. Other big cities.
Yeah, Mark's a hardcore flathead guy.
Really?
That's what they got up there. It's all flathead and channel cat. He does a lot of... Takes the boat, does a lot of dragging for channel cat and the anchors up at night.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've watched his page. How many waterways, like just the public ground and stuff that they have up there that I don't know. Their rules are a little different up there, but I mean there's some really, really neat looking spots around there.
Well, that's the thing. Mark fights up there, just public access and stuff. The place that is public, it just gets hammered so hard.
Really.
Jason, no, not yet. Calsag is polluted shipping canal. I used to work barges on it. It's a polluted shipping canal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So. Just need it. Looks. I mean, I didn't know. It just seems like a weird kind of spot where it's at. But I didn't know. That's awesome to know. I'll look at that old sewer drain right there all the time. Be like, don't know anyone's fishing here. I'll send one of the buddies I don't like to work. Hey, where'd be a good place? Well, this Mark guy said that the cow sag is a great spot. Get your 4-eyed blue cats.
Well, we used to work up there all the time. We'd work around the Naperville area. And, man, we'd go around like these shopping malls and stuff in these ponds. Oh, man, we'd tear the snot out of bass and stuff. them things. And
that's what I see a lot of. There's so much cattail marsh. I was kind of surprised, like south down there. There's so many marshes and these little lakes in the middle. I mean, they're little. They're ponds and lakes and stuff like that. There's not a trail around them, a fishing area. I thought, gosh, if you could, if you had access to it, slip kayak down in there, you could fish that edge. And I don't know if they're just there to look pretty or
catch a lot of northern pike and stuff by some of them spots. Gonna take Joy to get groceries. All right. I appreciate you coming in. Like I said, we're gonna ride this out a little while yet, because last time we was here, didn't hardly catch crap until about an hour before dark, and then man, the bite just kicked on. So if we don't freeze to death first, wouldn't have been so bad to walk in here. We got the sweating and.
That's where your polypros come in.
Yep.
My polypro. I'm just faithful on them things. Keeps the sweat off your body. I never would have thought that. You think cold weather, oh, I'm not sweating. Oh, you're sweating.
Yes, you are.
You're perspiring and it's sticking to your clothes.
Well, you don't like boot dryer, the greatest invention ever made.
Yeah, and I just bought one of those. All the hunting and stuff I've done all my life, I just bought one of them like 2-3 years ago, and I have one at my apartment in Chicago. I have one at home. I have one in my shop. I love them. They are great because that's one thing I do sweat a lot on. And I think that was part of my reason of my feet getting so cold all the time. It's just to walk in,
Well, yeah, you don't realize your feet are sweating until you get home. You peel your boots on, and like, I think my socks are damp.
Well, it's not really that mine are damp. It just smells like some of this cut bait that's been sitting on a rock for like a week. My wife would tell them all about that.
But that's the great thing about the boot dryers, too. Yep. I mean, it takes the...
Yep.
And it'll add the life to your boots.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, if you do much working outside, a boot dryer is a absolute must. They even got the little ones that look like an egg.
See, I don't like them. I bought that for up there, and I thought, well, that'd be nice. It's more compact. I can stick it in my bag. But then the one I've got, you stick your boots upside down. That one is fantastic.
Oh, it is.
I mean, I guess that it hardly even feels like it's blowing any air, but it does dry them out. And then, like you said, the life of your boots. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
Even in the summertime.
Yeah. Oh, I'm religious about it.
As soon as my boots come off, they go right in the boot dryer.
Well, see, and I don't wear insulated boots. I can't because my feet sweat so bad. Yeah, if I were insulated, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll just put on a pair of wool socks on my non-insulated boots, and that's usually a pair of Mariner merino wool socks.
Today's the first day ever in my life that I've ever wore a pair of wool socks.
Really?
You know what I wear with cowboy boots or anything I wear all the time? People make fun of me all the time. Ankle socks.
Ankle socks?
They're like, our crew, I guess.
Crew socks.
That go, them guys that wear them ones that go down to the bottom of their heel. I'm like, how? I would have just a wadded mess. It looked like a rat nest in the toe of my boot. And I'm sitting down there digging in that stinky thing, trying to pull it out. Dang. And them guys are like, how do you wear that? It doesn't. And I was like, no. And then today my mother-in-law, she gets me every Christmas. She's always got me some, but I have the hardest time keeping them up.
Yeah.
Well, I buy soccer socks.
Yep.
When I pull them up, they're so tight, I don't have to sit there. I'm probably.
Oh, did you vote that?
I was just trying to get you worked up.
Hey, Dockery, what's going on, buddy? How'd you do, Dockery? Dockery, we got all kinds of chunks of ice floating down the river today. First spot we fished, one of the reasons we left it because we had so much ice getting fouled up in our lines. Dockery's up around Kirksville, not too far from where we hunt.
Yeah.
And he's been slaying the crappie through the ice.
Really?
Yeah.
He actually cut. Is he breaking into the ice and doing it?
Yeah, he's getting off the end of them dikes, docks. Got an auger, but he's actually able to walk it out now, and he's been just knocking the snot out of
a couple buddies. It's on and off. I mean, some of them are catching some pretty nice ones, really.
7 bluegills hit a new lake today. That Docker just got, I mean, everything's froze up around here pretty good. Just if it stay warm for another, cold for another day or two, you could probably get out and do some ice fishing. But heck, it's supposed to be 50 degrees down here Tuesday. So all the snow's going to melt and it's going to get sloppy.
Now, rise like that, will that help? Would that help them?
Oh, yes, rise, yeah.
The rise with all the, because, knowing up by St. Louis, I mean, they've got more snow than we got. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure this thing's going to rise, quite a little bit. Not like springtime or nothing, but it's amazing looking out here right now. We don't even usually ever see this stuff out
No, I haven't seen a river this low in the winter. It's been years since I've seen this low in the winter time.
I don't know if we knew where these things were at.
Honestly, I think one of the last times was like, gosh dang, we were back in high school. We were riding the freewheelers out on them sandbars.
Yeah.
Many moons ago.
Only 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Just take a picture of us walking out of here. We're walking with canes and stuff.
Yeah, cause I think all next week is supposed to be, Tuesday going to get 50, but then all the rest of it is supposed to be in the 40s.
Really?
So all the snow will melt off. Heck, it'll be all gone by Wednesday.
Yeah. We had a lot of sleep. Man,
my God.
That stuff, and then this snow just insulates the top of it. So then that just becomes a sheet ice.
And
me and Paul, we went out and he graded his part of the road, and I graded mine, but the box blade wasn't heavy enough, so it just made it murderous. I know what I'll be doing tomorrow morning. I'll be taking Mama into work.
Yeah, Docker said it's going to warm up there in northern Missouri. He said midweek you won't be able to get out of it, be unsafe.
Really?
I just know, like I said, I've said it a million times already, I'm so ready for spring.
I know I'm getting sick of hearing that. Knowing your luck is going to... Well, here comes blizzard number 4.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we're not done with this crap yet.
No.
Not by a long shot.
And then by the time it gets done and you get them 2 beautiful weeks where it's 60, 70 degrees and it get hotter than snot, then everybody complain about ticks and mosquitoes and the snakes are back out.
Well, the last few springs, though, we've had, it's been pretty cool, like on spring turkey season.
Yeah.
Not bad, but the year before that, god dang, it was that third week, there's 90 degrees, man. Freaking 1st of May, 90 degrees, Boy, daggone, it's got a cut to it. Yeah, these dikes out here, James, Docker, he's got probably 6-7 inches of better snow on it. My buddy Cujo, he was cussing me the whole time walking out here like, man, we're going to break our necks.
I'm like, how are we even going to get down there? Parker will dive in this stuff to get a fish. I know he will. I'll just, oh my God. Heck, this thing, it wasn't even quite this low when you caught that.
No,
90,
it's way lower than when it's probably.
I mean, that was the other
dike
too,
still,
but I mean, it's still pretty steep incline here.
I mean, there's a point I like when it's low, but this is too low.
Yeah.
Turkey should have seen all the turkeys had up in the top 40 this morning. Had at least 51 group. Dang. James, well, my buddy Cujo here, I hunt on his place, and the turkey. I don't know. We have, I don't know. The population has taken a severe nosedive in the last few years, and it's been a struggle to get on birds.
We used to be one of the top states.
Yeah.
And we're probably, I don't even know if we're in the top 10 anymore. And any given, I had a video. Well, you remember that one?
Oh yeah.
First time I ever took my daughter hunting. It was youth season. She had, was it 52 hens come up within 5 feet, and we had 8 gobblers out in the field. You could pick whatever you want. Just a slow decline from them 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Now, you might hear a month early gobbling their head off, and then they're just done. And then everybody seems like, they're not seeing the amounts of
No,
birds.
I mean, goddamn, there's a lot of days we hunt days on end, never hear people even see a bird.
So many different reasons. Stuff I don't know what to even believe in that anymore. I hear some people say the pesticides are making the eggshells harder to where I guess they can't.
Well, the embryos,
it's like
softer,
they can't break through the egg soon
really
enough. And then really starting to get them armadillos. And anybody knows anything about them armadillos, anywhere where they smell fresh dirt, like a turkey nest, they always keep it clean and made clean. I think they go in there and they just break them. You got your coons, which there ain't no, there's no money in it, no more. The old timers do it for sport, but there's just not no money in it.
James said the same bobcat coyote, which the coyote population.
Oh yeah,
it's freaking exploded.
Yeah. You guys go out and do a little predator, but you're not realizing that. I mean, heck, Nader Rifle season, I've seen 6 within the first hour. Shot 1.
Yeah.
I was like, everybody's like, "You're gonna scare them. You guys gotta shoot these things."
Yeah,
they're a predator.
I mean, gotta control the predator.
Yep. They had what was it on the Missouri Conservation? They had one that had a fawn in its mouth and was running with a pack of a doe fawn.
Now, hogs are opportunists. They're gonna eat anything.
It's a decline. They'll come back or they'll figure something out. I know around our area, I don't know about too much about northern Missouri. I hear there's a couple of buddies live up there. They seem like they're still getting pretty good. Down by Cabul, Texas County, and stuff like that. There's something.
Just driving back and forth to work. There's nothing to see birds.
They're just not in the field.
Yeah. All right, Doc. Thanks, buddy. Coming in. Up the road, I seen but now I seen 4 jakes the other day right below the house, and that was the first bird I've seen in months, all winter.
Just a couple of days this year, which we don't even talk about that. I had the first day I got to go, I had 2 gobblers. Might have been 3. They rested up a tree up there by me. Got attacked for 2 turkeys, but the way the numbers been, I'm like, I'm gonna let you go, man.
Yeah, no, definitely gotta. I don't know. I want to do some coyote hunting here.
I've got to. I talking about maybe making a little group and just going out and having maybe everybody pitch in, get a shotgun or something. The biggest group gets, something just to
thin them out.
You gotta thin them out a little bit. I mean, you can even say the same thing with deer. There's a lot of people that complain about the deer, the farmers and stuff. everybody wants to go out and shoot a big buck. They're like on their farms. They're like, yeah, I seen 27 does, but man, them bucks, they're just nowhere. They're there, but you gotta get that ratio down a little bit. You can't have that. If you have that many mouths at the table, the only time that buck's going to be in there, and when he takes one, you're never going to know he's got her, and then he just jumps right to the next one. He don't have to work. He doesn't have to put himself out there. The does a lot of times are wanting to breed, so they're going to go find them. I don't know. We're supposed to be catfishing. I don't know why we're talking about it, but gosh, it sure does feel like it.
Rob, it is a big fat goose egg so far. We have had a couple little tasks. We relocated. It's too late today to relocate now, so we're just gonna ride it out. But like I said, we did really good here last week, and right at the last hour of dark, the bite really picked up. So. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Yeah, me and everybody would be jabbering. Yeah, we haven't done. He's been working up getting your neck of the woods. We haven't got to see each other for forever, so we're kind of catching up a little bit. Mark, you gonna get back out in the ice any this week? Mark's been doing some live stream down in the ice, and he's been catching a few. All right, Mark. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. It's getting by that time in the evening. We start getting a few hits last week, so hopefully the bite will kind of pick up here shortly. But we may shut her down a little before that because we want to make sure we can get out of where we drove down. We had to drive down a big old ravine that was full of snow and ice. So
I'm going now. Get the ship.
Hey, Big Skip, what's going on? Mark, I don't know if you're still in here, but Jello was in here early. He was at Piraton, and he caught a 30-pounder while we were fishing. Big Skip, it's been slow, buddy. It's been really, really slow. The first spot we were fishing, we were getting some hits, but just nothing with any size. So we relocated here out of the main river, hoping maybe we get into some good fish. But so far, we're working on a big old goose egg right now. Who do that? Not this little dike right here. That looks like a bunch of wood pilings up against it. See where
the farther one sticking out there?
Not the farthest one, but not this dike is the next one. See, looks like right in the bend. It looks like a bunch of wood pilings.
Oh yeah.
We went out scouting and think we may have found a nice spot for tomorrow. Heck yeah. That's kind of what we did, Big Skip, when we left the first spot we were on. We found a spot that it's not gonna be a wintertime spot, but it's gonna be a fire spot, I think, for this summer. Here in the river, down river, upriver actually, way upriver, where the river made a made a crazy hard bend. And the main channel is literally right on top of the bank we were looking at, and I think we found a way in there. And we're gonna definitely be on those spots. We're gonna hit the summer, but like me and Buddy talking, that's gonna be one of those spots we're gonna have to use like probably 14, 16 ounces of lead just to fish it. And that and it's a big old massive riprap bank that's could be a little bit sketchy. Oh, nice, Big Skip. Heck yeah. Oh, fishy. All right, Ernie. Thanks for coming in, buddy. We'll catch you in a little bit. Yeah, Ernie, he lives in Ohio. Their deer season, I think, runs all the way to the end of February, I think. Like the 15th or something. And he's been hunting pretty hot and heavy.
We've had some cold weather. I know Dan, I know he was hunting. I don't know how long their season lasted, but he is posted on there not too long ago. He was out there, old mustache freaking all
He froze up
and everything. Like, gosh, no.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what the next few days gonna bring with the this warmer weather. I wonder what kind of fish might be pretty good next weekend. Has some great location. Holy crap! There's a spider. Can you look at that, guys? There's freaking corn crab. There's a spider off the side of it crawling up these rocks.
Probably warm the farther he gets down.
I guess so. Heck, freaking snow, dang spider on their rocks. Looking at some trash piles and big. Ooh, sound like me a good flathead spots. That whistling you guys are hearing is the barge coming behind me here in the main channel. Uncle Lou's over here just got a little bump. So maybe we'll get a barge bite going on here. Get them stirred up. Yeah, if the river jumps up too fast, we may end up going to ball the next Saturday. If something makes too much of a, if it starts coming up too fast, we may hit the ball. And like I said, it won't necessarily be monsters now, but it'll definitely be a numbers day for sure. What time is it anyway? 1:05. Give this thing, let's see here. Give about another 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, guys, and we might shut her down. We've got a pretty good walk out of here. It's going to take us a little while with all the snow and everything to get out of here. You know, going for the win, it wouldn't be bad, but boy, that wind. Woo. Get a little brisk today. We'll have to make a run, try to do some fish maybe on the Missouri River. There's a few spots up there I wanted to try. It's definitely been a tough bite today, guys. Wow. I know I got a couple weekends. I got me and my wife's 25-year anniversary coming up at the end of February. I definitely won't be fishing that weekend. And then I have a tournament on the 19th with Josh from Weekend Angler. We're going to be fishing 3+1s tournament. So that'll be on the 19th. So it'll be a couple weekends there. I probably won't do any live stream fishing. So I'm going to try to get out today and get one in. But like I said, next weekend. What is next weekend's date?
This be that. We're just the beginning.
I think it's the 12th or some crap. I think or. And that might be our plan for next week. And me and my buddy Cujo might make a run over to Baldwin Power Plant Lake and maybe Saturday and try to do a. He's fished over there with me a bunch in a kayak, but he's never fished off the bank at Baldwin. So we may go over there Saturday and get a good early start and just see what kind of numbers we can rack up. Now we both been talking. We want to get a few fish from the freezer, and Baldwin is infested with the 3 to 4 pound blue cats, and so that might be our plan for next weekend's live stream. You always got a chance at a monster there on the bank, that's for sure. But Jason Lamb, Jello popped in the stream earlier, and he caught a 30-pounder at Piraton today. Well, I appreciate everybody coming in and fishing with us today. You know, it's been a crazy, crazy slow day. On the train. Yeah, we probably could have went out to the creek car and got in some channel cats today or something. But man, I don't know. We just wanted to try to stay out here in the main river, see if we couldn't get in some of these blues. But it is just not it is definitely not panned out. That is for sure. And also in the winter time, you will do better. A lot of times you get one of them big, if you can find a big feeder creek or something going in off the river. A lot of times you can do on a sunny day like today, you can do pretty decent. I wasn't able to make it out today, not really about that. I bet not, Jason. I still want to get up there and do some fishing with you. Most of our river spots, I don't think we're going to be able to get in there next weekend after everything melts. Because none of our spots we fish are like right off the road. Either we have to go back like farm lanes or some railroad access to get back in here. And I'm mad after all this snow melt. It's gonna be muddy next weekend. So I think that's gonna be our plan for next Saturday is to try to get an early start and maybe try to do a live stream over there at the Ball Power Plant Lake. Boy, that wind's picking up now. KC is slow, buddy. Crazy slow. And I'm starting to shiver a little bit.
Switch the rod out with this thing.
There you go. Yeah, that sinker slide or the bomb, dude.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'll probably just do like, I'm gonna buy me some, re-rig all these.
Yeah, just go back to when you get into town, go to Wally World.
I gotta go pick hand ribs too.
Then you go into the what I got the king catfish stuff.
Yeah.
There's one hang there. There's some sitting on a thing there, like 2 or 3 packs of them. They keep stocking.
That's secret. That thing's sitting right there.
Not moving.
No,
Yeah.
That's only 5. And like I said, I'd like to straighten. I think if it comes down here and rock and you pull it up, I think it'll pop right back out. You know what I mean?
Make good dragging weight.
Yep.
He defines bait. Well, big skip, everything else fails. I've been doing really well with chicken this winter. I mean, we've got shad, we've got carp and everything else. We've got froze, but chicken, these blues have been definitely been out producing almost everything, you know. Get your sinker slide Amazon and the 100 packs, yeah. But you can go through, you river fish much, you go through a lot of hardware. I don't even want to think about how much lead I go through in the course of a fishing season. But those sinker slides are like, I love them because you can switch out a piece of lead so quick and you don't beat the crap out of your rods whenever you're when you're walking and stuff. And you gotta walk a long ways. It just saves your rods from getting beat up. About the only time I don't use sinker slides anymore is if I'm in the creeks or fishing like for channel cat and stuff in the creeks. I use just about an ounce egg sinker. But here on the river, I'm worth only anywhere from 6 to 16 ounces of lead. And sinker slides are nice. Ounce, 3 ounce bells, weights. We about like I said, we do most of our fishing out here in Mississippi, like anywhere from like 6 to 16 ounce lead. But then of course we're fishing just a lake or something, we'll drop down to 3 ounces, 2-3 ounces, and especially in the spring here, some of the lakes and stuff. Heck, I'll try to just use a piece of split shot or not even no sinker at all, throwing baits out there and just free lining them. doing breakaway drops. 2, 3 pounds weights. Yeah, big skill like that. We're fishing behind spillways and stuff. Me and my buddy were just talking about a spot south of here we fish. It's got a lot of, it's not like the trap rock. It's a shale and stuff. And you will hang up constantly, and you almost got to use 3-way rig if you don't want to lose everything. Well, folks, I think we're going to shut her down. It has been extremely slow, but I appreciate everybody coming and watching. And we're going to try maybe next Saturday. We're going to go try to hit a power pound, like if everything works out and the schedule get together, and we're going to try that out. So, but we'll start probably pretty early in the morning. We do that. So, guys, I appreciate y'all coming in. We're going to catch you guys in the next one.